Breaking news coming in right there. The Ministry of Home Affairs has claimed that madrasas in West Bengal are being allegedly used for terror recruitment. The MHA has said that there are inputs of Jamaatul Mujahideen Bangladesh, JMB, using madrasas in Burdwan and Murshidabad for radicalization and recruitment activities. That is the latest that is coming in. Kamaljeet Sandhu is breaking the story here on India Today. Kamaljeet, does this have to do and is it linked with the fact that the BMC is up and the BJP is up in arms with the TMC?
There are different ways of looking at it, but let's look at it in a very factual way. One, that Bangladesh has been the bordering country along with West Bengal. The other is that there are a lot of unrecognized madrasas who need funding. They, for funding purposes, go to terror organizations like the JMB, and that is how they become the catpaw of these organizations. This has been a larger concern, but it's the way the answer has been structured is something that could actually raise eyebrows, because it clearly says that there are madrasas in Burdwan, in Mushirabad. They've come under the influence. And remember, we've been talking to sources within the NIA. This is obviously coming from intelligence agencies. The number of terror cases which have been looked into the NIA have kept their comments reserved on this particular aspect. But remember, there is MAC, there is intelligence input which comes in. But clearly, this also comes in the backdrop that TMC and the BJP government at the center have been at loggerheads. And yesterday also, when there was a debate on Jammu and Kashmir, Derek O'Brien raised a certain pertinent point about federal structure, talking about how there has been advisory which has been sent, to which MHA actually replied back, saying whenever there is intelligence, advisories are sent to state government. This is obviously keeping in mind that they do expect the state government, who has a domain of law and order, of police, to look into all these particular aspects, including the advisory sent by intelligence agencies and MHA. So yes, it's going to be looked on overall perspective. But again, coming to a central point, they have made pertinent points. And this is not the first time the JMB link has emerged. Earlier also, even the terror attacks in Bangladesh had few of its links in West Bengal. And that is where the real danger really lies.
Absolutely. Continue to stay with us right there, Kamaljeet. The executive editor, Gaurav Sawant, joins us on the story as well. Gaurav, what is the MHA revealing at this point of time in terms of the Bangladeshi terror groups that are using madrasas in West Bengal for recruitment?
This is a cause for very serious concern. The Ministry of Home Affairs is giving out details of madrasas that are indoctrinating youngsters in West Bengal, which may be used to radicalize youth for terrorism. And remember, the first warning for this actually came from Bangladesh. It was the Bangladesh government that sensitized the Indian government that terrorists of the Jamaatul Dawa Bangladesh, of the Jamaat-e-Islami Bangladesh, after carrying out a terror attack, Jamaatul Mujahideen, the JMB, Jamaatul Mujahideen Bangladesh, after carrying out a terror attack, were actually hiding in the state of West Bengal. They passed on very specific intelligence inputs to the Indian government, following which there were a series of raids that were carried out at several madrasas and mosques and other locations in the Bangladesh-Bengal border belt, after which certain arrests were made. A large number of bombs and explosives and improvised explosive devices had been recovered. Now the government is saying a lot of this still is happening and needs to be checked.
Absolutely. Hold on with us right there, Gaurav. Kamaljeet is also on the phone line with us. Kamaljeet, what are the reports as far as there are some reports that say that JMB has set up terror factories in the border areas of Bangladesh and West Bengal and even has got support from Lashkar-e-Toiba?
Well, these are obviously intelligence reports and they are very indicative of a certain trend. There have obviously been a caution even regarding madrasas coming up in Nepal. This was obviously a few years ago. But yes, what intelligence agencies do is keep an eye out on threats, terror threat, and especially when there's a global fight against terrorism. That is where the countries have also worked together. And as Gaurav was pointing out, some of the links came from Bangladeshi intelligence agencies. And that is why there needs to be a certain amount of investigation. And remember, because police comes under the state subject, this is a clear domain of state agencies. That is why that emphasis has been laid. But clearly that there is a threat which is emerging, that there are many existing unregistered madrasas who are in the need of funds. And clearly, there will be anti-national elements who will be looking at certain opportunities to look for people, especially youth, who they can motivate against the country itself. And that is where the danger really lies. But this is, remember, intelligence input. This is being clearly shared inside the parliament. There is obviously a strict messaging which has been sent by the MHA. The counterpart is obviously about how action can be taken and whether action will be taken by the police and by security agencies when it comes to the border state of West Bengal.
Right. Gaurav is also with us. Gaurav, the Bangladeshi terror groups are using madrasas in West Bengal for radicalization and recruitment is what we are reporting about. If you could walk our viewers through the network and especially where all is it active?
So, the entire border belt of Bangladesh and Bengal, raids have been carried out in Bardhaman, raids have been carried out in several other places in Bengal in the past. The NIA, National Investigation Agency, went and carried out raids. From what sources tell India Today, while those raids were being carried out, there were attempts to target the NIA team. Locals hurled improvised explosive devices at them. Local police assistance had to be sought. In all these cases, the West Bengal government, Mamata Banerjee government, was sensitized by the centre. Even now, this MHA answer in Parliament is all about how the central government is sharing intelligence inputs with the West Bengal government, considering law and order as a state subject, hoping that there will be a crackdown. Some of these terrorists, incidentally, when the crackdown started, had also gone to Karnataka and Kerala and were hiding in certain religious institutions there. So raids have been carried out in Karnataka and in Kerala. So the the Jamaat-e-Islami Bangladesh, JMB, Jamaatul Mujahideen Bangladesh, links with terrorist organizations in Bengal and their tentacles spreading to Karnataka and Kerala have been pointed out by government sources even in the past.
Absolutely. And Gaurav, how would you explain the entire TMC versus BJP war in the middle of all of this as well?
So the government saying that, terror shouldn't be looked at through a political lens. And this is where the government expects a lot of cooperation from the Trinamool Congress in terms of action against terrorists. When there has been, concrete inputs, government has taken some action. But then again, there were reports some time back when Bangladesh had sensitized India that when teams were carrying out raids, there was a hindrance in carrying out those operations. The kind of cooperation that was expected from the police in some instances, more should have been done. At least that is what was said at that point of time. Now, once again, there is, with renewed vigor, security forces say that they are going after these terrorists, and there are joint operations some time back that were being carried out by Indian forces on the Indian side and the Bangladeshi security forces, their police on their side, to ensure that terrorists don't slip across on either side. But then again, these are intelligence-based operations carried out by the police and the NIA, hoping that these terrorists would be neutralized in such cases where two of these accused had gone to Karnataka and Kerala.
Absolutely. Kamaljeet is also with us on the phone line. Kamaljeet, if you could walk our viewers through the plan of action as far as the Ministry of Home Affairs is concerned on this issue now going forward?
Well, one instance is that the NIA has been given larger powers. So that is how they can go and investigate, not just in other states, but remember, for now, what is really required is that the agency...
All right, just hold on for a second. Chandra Bose of the Bharatiya Janata Party is joining us on the phone line for a quick reaction. Mr. Chandra Bose, appreciate you joining us on this broadcast. Your first up reaction on this particular report that has come out. What do you have to say about it?
Well, you see, Mamata Banerjee has been encouraging these pressure groups right across West Bengal, and the concentration is in Bardhaman and Murshidabad district. Now, you see, we are really happy that the Home Ministry has issued this communique today, because, this is a national security risk. Mamata Banerjee, for vote bank politics, trying to appease a certain community, she has allowed these pressure groups to operate. And this certainly causes a national security threat, because these people are connected with terror groups in Bangladesh, and encouraging terror groups for vote bank politics, I think, is a national crime. I
So, but
think
the other way to
Mamata
look at it
Banerjee
is also keep politics out of this, given the fact that terror is got nothing to do with any political party, but it needs to be looked at from the lens of the fact that it is a threat to the entire nation. But appreciate you joining us, Mr. Chandraboch. Thank you so much for joining us on the story.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.